In the vastness of the night sky, among the silent stars scattered across the galaxy, humanity has crossed a threshold, a quiet, almost unimaginable milestone. We've confirmed the existence of more than 6,000 planets beyond our solar system. Each one is a world unto itself, orbiting a distant star, unseen by human eyes, detected only through the subtlest of signs. This is not merely a number. It is a symbol, a reflection of how far we've come as a species. Less than 3 decades ago, we couldn't confirm even a single planet outside our solar system. The idea of alien worlds was speculation, science fiction, a footnote in philosophical debates. Today, the catalog is growing by the week. Each entry is a whisper from the cosmos, telling us that the universe is not only rich in stars, it is teeming with worlds. With each new discovery, we peel back the curtain of cosmic ignorance. We begin to map not just constellations or galaxies, but planetary systems, countless ecosystems of motion, matter, and possibility. The idea that other stars might host planets is ancient, as old as astronomy itself. In the 16th century, thinkers like Giordano Bruno argued that the stars were suns, and that those suns must have planets, and that some of those planets might even be inhabited. It was a bold, beautiful idea, and one that would get Bruno executed for heresy. For centuries afterward, the question of exoplanets remained trapped in the realm of thought experiments. Telescopes grew more powerful, but the stars remained tiny, remote points of light. Their brightness overwhelmed any potential companions. For generations, astronomers could only guess, unable to measure what they could not see. Even in the late 20th century, with increasingly precise instruments, the search for planets was frustratingly fruitless. Occasional signals came and went. Claims were made and retracted. The dream of discovering other planetary systems remained elusive, always just beyond our technological reach. Then, finally, the silence broke. In 1992, the first definitive exoplanets were found, not around a sun-like star, but orbiting a pulsar, the dense, spinning remnant of a massive star gone supernova. These were dead stars, and yet they hosted planets, a scenario no one had anticipated. The planets, discovered by Alexander Woolsey and Dale Frail, were strange and lifeless, scorched by radiation. But they were there, real, confirmed, and undeniable. 3 years later, in 1995, a more familiar discovery changed everything. 51 Pegasi b, the first planet confirmed to orbit a main sequence, sun-like star. It was a hot Jupiter, a gas giant orbiting absurdly close to its star, completing a year in just over 4 days. The exoplanetary revolution had begun, and it did not unfold the way anyone expected. The more we searched, the more surprises we found. The universe, it turned out, had a far wilder imagination than we did. The true acceleration came in 2009 with the launch of NASA's Kepler Space Telescope. For 4 years, Kepler stared at a single patch of sky, monitoring the brightness of over 150,000 stars. It looked for transits, tiny dips in brightness caused by planets passing in front of their stars. What it found redefined our place in the cosmos. Thousands of planetary candidates emerged, planets of every size and shape, systems with multiple worlds packed in tight orbits, planets that defied existing models, and ones that hinted at being surprisingly familiar. Kepler showed us that planets are not rare. They are the rule, not the exception. Statistically, almost every star in the galaxy likely hosts at least one planet. The data was clear. Our galaxy is awash in worlds. hiding in plain sight, waiting to be revealed. This golden age of discovery didn't stop with Kepler. NASA's TESS mission expanded the search across the whole sky, targeting stars closer to Earth. The James Webb Space Telescope began probing the atmospheres of exoplanets, and dozens of ground-based observatories joined the hunt, pushing the frontier further still. Among the 6,000 confirmed exoplanets lies a menagerie of planetary diversity more strange and fascinating than anything we imagined. Some are hot Jupiters, orbiting so close to their stars that their atmospheres boil and evaporate into space. Others are super-Earths, rocky worlds larger than Earth, possibly with thick atmospheres or global oceans stretching thousands of kilometers deep. There are many Neptunes with thick, gaseous envelopes and lava worlds where molten rock flows like water. Some planets are tidally locked, with one hemisphere in permanent daylight and the other in eternal night. A few orbit binary stars, swinging between two suns like the planet Titan from fiction turned fact. There are planets with bizarre orbital patterns, planets with eccentric orbits that stretch them from freezing cold to blistering heat, and rogue planets, untethered to any star, drifting alone through the galaxy. Each world is a new laboratory of physics, chemistry, and imagination, and every one challenges our understanding of how solar systems form and how life might take root. Among the 6,000 known exoplanets, a handful lie in what we call the habitable zone, the region around a star where conditions might allow for liquid water. But location alone isn't enough. Life depends on chemistry, atmosphere, energy, and time. Still, we are learning to detect the signs of life from light years away. With tools like JWST, scientists can analyze the spectra of starlight that passes through a planet's atmosphere, looking for biosignatures like oxygen, methane, and carbon dioxide. We're beginning to ask deeper questions. Can we detect clouds, seasons, photosynthesis? Could an alien world emit technosignatures, like artificial lights or industrial pollution? Every data point adds to the possibility that somewhere, on one of these 6,000 worlds, or among the millions yet to be found, there might be another species, looking up at their sky, wondering if they are alone. And someday soon, we might be the answer to their question. In exploring other worlds, we gain a new appreciation for our own. Earth, once thought to be unique and central, now appears as one world among billions, and yet, it remains the only place we know that hosts life. Our planet's balance, liquid water, oxygen-rich atmosphere, plate tectonics, a stabilizing moon, may be a lucky convergence of factors, or it may be common. We simply don't know yet. What we do know is that by studying other planets, we better understand how rare or how fragile Earth may be. In a sense, exoplanet science is not just about looking outward. It's also about looking back at the blue dot we call home, and seeing it, for the first time, as part of a vast, complex, living galaxy. The future is astonishing. Missions like Plato and the Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope will expand the census to include smaller, Earth-sized planets at greater distances. Ground-based behemoths like the extremely large telescope will image planets directly, capturing details like surface temperature, weather, and maybe even continents or oceans. Some scientists dream bigger still, of sending probes to nearby exoplanets like Proxima b. It would take decades, perhaps a century, but it's possible. With each new telescope, each new discovery, our sense of the universe deepens. The 6,000 we've found are not the end. They are the beginning, the first few grains of sand in a vast desert of alien worlds. Why do we search for planets we may never visit? Why do we listen for signals we may never hear? Because we are human. Because we wonder. Because we hope. In finding other worlds, we find our own sense of place. We learn that we are not the center of the universe, but we are part of something bigger, older, and more beautiful than we ever imagined. 6,000 planets. Each one is a story waiting to be told. And among them, perhaps, is a mirror, a twin, a neighbor, a friend,